Let's continue here on Radio Boss. We're joined by a young woman, and as a matter of fact, you've seen her all over the place. BMF, Kingdom Business, Wu-Tang, and American Saga, and you know her that long ago on the long-running TV series Empire. She is Serayah. She joins us here on Radio Boss. Serayah, what's going on?
Nothing much. Living life. How are you?
Doing good. You're living life pretty good, I would say. You know what I mean? Like, you're all over the place. You know, I want to start here because we see you on, we see you in a bunch of different series. As I mentioned, movies. We'll talk more about that. But you've got this new single, Love No Die. Sort of speak to that and how it came about.
Yes, Love or Die. It came about in LA, and I first got introduced to this amazing Afro artist. His name's Village Boy Prince, and we just happened to do a session, and this is the song that came out of it. And we did another record as well. Just super good vibes, and we just had a lot of fun making this record. And yeah, I'm so excited. We're both so excited that it's finally out.
Yeah, is this a prelude to maybe an album or an EP?
Definitely an EP. I'm gearing up to release my EP in the next couple months.
Okay, you got to be excited. How many songs can we expect from that?
Definitely 6 to 8 songs.
All right, very good, very good. Because it's been a little while, right, since you released an EP. I know you've had a single to come out in the last couple of years, but it's been a little while since you released an EP. No?
Yeah. It's been a while since I, dropped a single as well. And this is going to be my first body of work, believe it or not. So that's what, I'm just perfecting it and making sure it's along what I want to talk about. The project's called I Choose Me. And so it's influencing, things that I've been through, but also just empowering, people to choose themselves. So that's the streamline in the EP.
No doubt. And I wonder how you do it all. I mean, you're doing so much, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Can I take you back to Empire momentarily? Because it's only been, I guess it's been off the air maybe 3 years, but such an impact that show had with the cast, you from the beginning and through all the seasons. Just talk about Empire. And you played the role of Tiana Brown, and what Empire meant to you, and maybe some of your fondest memories of Empire.
Oh my goodness, so many memories of Empire. I could definitely say that, Empire catapulted me, and it put me on screen for the first time. It allowed me to do everything I'm doing now in the capacity that I'm doing it. And so it was definitely a foundation, I would say, for me as a talent, but also some of my fondest memories is just performing, being Tiana, and being able to be, dress up and be this super pop star and living vicariously through Tiana, because that's my dream, and so it was very linear in that way, and super, super cool, and I made a lot of great relationships.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The one and only Serayah joins us here on Radio Boss. You know what I got to ask you about? I'm watching, I watch BET heard Gotta Move On, the Gotta Move On video. Like, I'm watching, I'm like, is that Diddy? First I was like, is that Diddy? I hadn't seen him in so long. He hadn't made something. Right. Like, wait a minute, then I mean, everybody knows who you are. So you were like the main character outside of Diddy and Bryson Tiller, who was in it, of course, as well. Speak to that and making that video. That is like visually, I mean, the song is dope, right? But visually, that's a very cool video.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, I think that Tiana Taylor directed that. And I think that it speaks to not only Diddy's craft and aesthetic, but also Tiana's, like great minds. And I think that it was very smart for her to direct that, because she's great style, great aesthetic, great vision. And I think that that's a test to why it looks so good. But you know what? It just kind of came about. Tiana reached out to me because she wanted me to be the girl. And she told me, hey, like, we're thinking of doing this. This is what we want to do. Diddy and I think that you would be perfect for it. And I was like, of course, I'm there. What are we doing? So it was dope. I love the aesthetic. I love the vibe and the energy. It really is love, 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 team love over there. And it was a great, great experience. Diddy is a great experience, and he's amazing. I mean, working with him, being in rehearsals with him, it was just, it's like you only can dream of being in the capacity with these people, you know what I mean? And with these amazing creatives that have been doing it since before I was alive. So it was incredibly, incredibly inspiring.
Yeah, but you're on that trajectory, right?
For sure. Hello.
Right.
Icon status. That's it. That's the only way we can do it.
The one and only Serayah joining us here on Radio Boss. So BMF is like really, really hot right now. Only one episode remaining. With that, just speak to that and sort of your role in BMF on STARZ.
Yeah, so Lori, she is Little Meech's first baby mother. And she's actually very similar to me, Serayah, in real life, because she's a tomboy, and that's me at heart. A lot of people don't know that, but I relate to her character, and to a lot of ways. Obviously, not the baby and not the baby daddy, but but I think she's a spiritual woman, and she grew up in church, as did I, and there's just a lot of similarities, and I really enjoy playing that character because it's a very grounded character, and the show is grounded, in its real life situations. So yeah, Lori is definitely one of my favorite characters. Also, I love that we both have the same hairstyle.
Yeah. No, yes. So yeah, speak to that, because we talked a couple of weeks ago, with Sydney Mitchell, right? And I was talking with her about the, sort of the hairstyles, and going back to Detroit back in the late 80s and early 90s and all of those kind of things. And but you get to rock the short hair though.
Yeah, and that's the thing about BMF, I always say, is it's incredibly consuming. Like when you get there, you are in the 80s. You're in the late 80s. Everything about the show, about the hair, the makeup, the wardrobe, everything's very true, authentic. The sets, the cars, they get really vintage car, like everything. And so it just consumes you into the world of their lifestyle at that time. And I think they do an incredible job of capturing that.
And then Kingdom, you slay in Kingdom Business. Can you kind of speak, to that role,
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, Rebel, or Rebecca Bell, she is a multi-layered, multifaceted character. And much like all of us in real life. And I enjoy playing that character because she represents the part of the world of people that go through really tough life experiences at such a young age, and result to the surroundings of her neighborhood or her upbringing, or lack thereof. And she has these experiences where she is learning about spirituality, or what she even believes in, if it's a god or whatever it is. And I love that the show bounces between the polar opposites of the church life and the church family and the bishop and the first lady, and then to the strip club where Rebel is, and her friend dies, and there's a lot of things that happen in the first season, which I want you guys to go see. If you haven't already, but it's great because it's a redemption story. And I think that there's always a redemption story for anyone. It doesn't matter if you're in the streets or if you're in the pulpit. So I think that Kingdom Business is a great job of capturing the truth behind walking, your faith and walking aligned with God. So yeah, I love that show for that. I've had multiple people, call me or stop me on the street and tell me how inspired they are by the show, or how they've went through similar things. And I think that that's all I can ask for, with my art is for it to have a real purpose. So I'm really proud of that show and that character.
Serayah joins us here on Radio Boss. I mean, you're in what, Wu-Tang and American Saga. Like I'm just happy to be
that
talking.
Was fun.
Right,
Pure fun.
It was fun. Okay, tell us about that.
Karina was fun. She's a model in the 90s, and I've seen a Twitter thing. Is this supposed to be Corinne Steffens? I don't think that that's it. I don't think that that's it. I'm not really sure, but her name is Karina, so maybe. She's beautiful. She's supposed to be a beautiful video model in the 90s, and I think that there's been so many of those women that I loved, and I used to stay up and watch late night BET when I wasn't supposed to, and I've seen all the beautiful models in all the rap videos, and I thought it was really cool to be able to be that character, because they're beautiful Black women, and they paved the way for a lot of our aesthetic and our style and our vibe, and I loved that. And Wu-Tang is amazing. All the guys on there, they're incredible actors. It was a really great time.
I'm first of all, I'm happy to be talking with you right now. And fortunate, I would say, because I'm trying to figure out how are you doing all of, how are you doing all of this? Like, and we're going to talk about, you got a film, what, Best Friend, that I'm sure it's already wrapped. I'm not sure if it's airing yet or not, but how are you doing? And your music as well. How are you doing all of it? How are you juggling all of it?
I get that question all the time. Best Friend is actually out. It's on Tubi. Okay. That was the first Tubi original that I've done. It's really dope. It's cool. It's a thriller. You know what? Honestly, I just work. I had a strategy. About 2 years ago after the pandemic, after Empire ended. And I was like, you know what? People only see me on Empire, and I think it's super important for me to grow my my IMDb, if you will, and to jump into different characters, try different things, and see what I just to do it. And I think after 100 auditions later, literally, so many self tapes, oh, wow. And being this close to like so many roles that I wanted. I got a breakthrough, and I did a film called Envy, which was the TD Jakes 7-part series of the 7 Deadly Sins, and that was a Lifetime film. And ever since that movie, it was just next movie, next film. This, they want you for this, audition for this, it was just a grind. And so it was my strategy, and I'm so glad that it worked out, and the visibility is there, and now I can produce and direct and start doing that I want to do. So strategy and execution, purely that's exactly what it was. A lot of sacrifice, a lot of work, a lot of sleepless nights.
Yeah, and all of that coming because at the end of the day, now, like you're saying, maybe you auditioned for some roles, and like you said, maybe it's some you didn't get, but now you're getting the calls. Like people, you're not, I'm sure you still have to audition, but now you're getting a lot of calls. Yeah.
Yeah, I do audition, but it is flattering, and it is a testament to, my hard work when people have me in mind, and I do appreciate that. And I think that that's a super amazing thing. That's how Kingdom Business came about. Obviously, Kingdom Business is a mesh between Empire and like Greenleaf, so they were like, who better to call than you? And I think that that's great. I think that, I love the spin. I think it's original in its own way. And yeah, I'm still in the space where I'm auditioning for things I really want, obviously, but I also learn from some of my, I would say peers that are older than me, that have been in the game longer, like Marlon Wayans, and just listening to people, Jay-Z, just listening to people on their road to success. And, if you don't find something that fits you, or if they're not giving it to you, create it yourself. And I think that that's where I'm at. And I'm super inspired to just create it myself. And that's what me and my team are working on now.
A couple of more thoughts with Serayah, and we do appreciate the time, Serayah. So you mentioned some roles you were close to getting. What are some of those roles you really wanted, or few, or one, or whatever, that you just didn't quite get it?
You know what? At the time, I really did want to be a part of the Fresh Prince cast and crew.
Yeah.
But I think who's on the show is amazing, and I think it was casted very well. I do believe that what is for you is for you. What else? Oh my gosh. So many things. I mean, I can't run down the list, but that's one that comes to mind. But there's so many projects, that I auditioned for that I was like, oh, and I was even close to getting them, even, one person away or down to 2 people, type of thing. So it just works that way. It's just the nature of the business. It's a thing. And I think inspiring words for anyone who is trying to be in the business. And that's what it is. You audition for things you really want, but you have to kind of just give it to God or the universe, and whatever's for you is for you.
No doubt. So can you speak a little bit? I forget, you have done some things, I think, at least something I've seen, and maybe a couple more things with HBCUs. Because the HBC, I'm a Morgan State graduate, HBCUs are hot, right now. So speak to that and your involvement with HBCUs.
Oh yes, I I did a giveaway with Terrence J. Yeah, he brought me in to do this amazing giveaway. Oh my gosh, it was the most touching thing I probably have ever done, or at least in a while. And yeah, I mean, I would love to be more involved. I think that I was so grateful because Terrence, I believe he went to
A&T. He went to A&T.
Oh, A&T. Okay. Yeah. He brought me in, because that's his background. And I kind of was like, wow, I love the camaraderie, and I love that it's us. And I love that the people that we were able to help were so, some of those young kids were just absolutely mind-blowing. And I just remember being really enamored with their story, not only their stories, but the things that they're already accomplishing before they even graduate. So I thought that was really inspiring, and I'm looking forward to being more involved in that space.
Can we talk a little sports? I hear you're maybe a Clippers fan? Did I read that somewhere?
Yes, I am a Clippers fan. I can't tell you, look, all of my players and things over the years that I've loved, they all switched teams. I feel like that's the thing now.
Yeah.
I feel like people used to be with teams longer, but hey, it's business at the end of the day, so I get it. Yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely LA, and I'd say Clippers for sure.
So why the Clippers and not the? That's interesting, right? Why the Clippers? Fine, I'm just saying, why the Clippers and not the Lakers?
I think I was a Lakers fan for a minute, but I kind of got a little a little salty about the Lakers after a while. And I think, I don't know, I was just vibing with the Clippers, and I was like, this is where I'm really, this is me right here, because I feel like it's default Lakers LA. And I really loved the players on the Clippers at the time, for sure.
Yeah. So who was you mentioned players. Who was your favorite player? Maybe that moved on and you were like, I'll just roll with the Clippers. Do you have a favorite player? I think you mentioned you had one.
I did have favorite players. Honestly, I can't even tell you no more. I mean, I know there's a lot of great new rookies and stuff like that. But when the players started switching teams so much, I was just like, you know what? I love the game from afar. I mean, I love to still play. But I can't tell you that I'm truly invested. I'm not. I'm sorry. I feel like I ruined the question.
No, it's okay. But wait a minute. No, you said something. You said still play? You were bold?
Yeah, for sure.
Really?
Whenever I get the opportunity, but it's not an everyday or every weekend thing at all. But I do love it. I do really miss it. I really miss playing. I really do. It's something that I just had so much fun doing, and I miss everything about it. So whenever I get an opportunity, usually with my dad, whenever I'm with my dad, because he played basketball, I play with him.
Okay. Did you play in coming up in school or what have you?
Oh yeah, he put me in at 7, and then I played all through high school.
So did he play college ball or?
Yes, he did. Okay. Yeah.
Where did he go by chance?
He went to, oh my gosh, I can't even. He went to a school in Washington, and I think that it was like Eastern Washington.
Oh, Eastern Washington, sure, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And my grandfather is a UW alumni.
Okay.
Yeah, he played football, and then
Okay.
he went on to the Saints to play football as well. So that side of my family is very much sports.
What's your grandfather's name?
His name's Toussaint Tyler. He played in the 70s.
He did. Okay. Yeah, that was okay. Well, no, that's cool.
Yeah. A minute ago, grandpa.
Yeah, no
But
doubt.
yeah.
Well, she's doing so. And by the way, just real quick, best friend, tell us about. I mean, you mentioned it's out now. I saw like I didn't see the preview, but I saw like maybe the poster and then read about it. It looks like it looks like really cool, like a really dope type of thriller type of film.
Yeah, exactly. It's me, Marcus Houston, Blue Kimball, and it's directed and produced by Chris Stokes. And it was really dope. Thriller. It's my first time doing a thriller. I love the genre. Personally, I love to watch thrillers, so I was really excited to be a part of one. And it follows an over obsessive best friend of a girl and a guy who are best friends. And so me and Marcus Houston's character play best friends. And yeah, I can't say too much from there. You gotta watch.
Absolutely. We will watch. Serayah's doing a bunch of different things, like she said. And where can we check it out again?
Tubi, and Tubi is free. So you can just tune in and click it and watch it.
Very good. Follow her on all of her social media. She's the one and only Serayah. She joins us here on Radio Boss. Serayah, appreciate the time. By the way, make sure you check out her newest single also as well. Serayah, we appreciate the time. Continued success in all you do.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me back. I appreciate it. And I'll speak to you soon, I'm sure.